Good morning. It is 10:04 a.m. on Saturday, March 12th, 2022. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Stayed up too late again, but thankfully I was able to sleep in. Now I'm drinking some tea and thinking about how last night I watched Licorice Pizza, which is the last of the this year's Best Picture nominees for the Oscars. And I liked it. I think with a lot of Paul Thomas Anderson's movies, I do actually kind of need to see them twice in order to fully process everything about them. Um, or, for that matter, I mean, to imply that I've processed everything, even when I've seen it twice. Paul Thomas Anderson's movies are pretty deep. I like them a lot. I've lately been thinking about Magnolia, specifically in the context of remembering it as a movie that I just deeply, deeply loved, like one of my all time favorites, and yet realizing how I've been avoiding rewatching it. Partly just because it's long. But I don't know, like, I've almost come to feel like there's something where I'm like avoiding it because I'm worried that it won't hold up or something like that. I'm not sure what's going on there. But in any case, Licorice Pizza. I'm going to tell you what the title means just because I wish that I had known. And before you worry about spoilers, it's not a spoiler actually because it's almost like an anti-spoiler in the sense that it doesn't have anything specific to do with the story. It doesn't come from a line of dialogue or anything like that. It's apparently there was the name of a Southern California record store in the 70s and 80s called Licorice Pizza, which I guess makes sense. Like it's flat like a pizza, but it's black like it's licorice. That's what the title is coming from, and it's sort of a reference to like the aesthetic in the time period, as opposed to being anything about the story. Like it doesn't have meaning in the story; it has meaning in the style, the look. And I just wish I had known that ahead of time instead of looking it up because I felt like I spent part of my watch trying to figure out what it was going to be, and it turned out it wasn't anything I could have known because I didn't know that reference. But in any case, it is about a 15-year-old kid who is quite precocious in ways that are not always what we think of when we think of a precocious teen. It's not all about book smarts. It's really much more about, let's see, is he emotionally mature? I guess more so than you would expect for 15, but still 15. But he is just very proactive and very charming. And then we have, and that's Gary, played by Cooper Hoffman. Oh shoot, I don't have everyone's actors' names really. Licorice. Uh, and so I specifically remembered that actor's name because he's the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman, who was an actor that was in a lot of Paul Thomas and Anderson movies, and one of my favorite actors, and tragically died far too young. But then we also have Alana Haim, played by, or excuse me, Alana Haim is the actress's name, playing Alana Kane. And she is 25, but feeling a little bit stuck. Like she doesn't really know what to do with her life and is not sure. Like she's currently working, like when we meet her, she's working like a pretty menial job that she doesn't especially like. But when she meets Gary, he is just so immediately charming, and she is kind of fascinated by him at the same time that she recognizes, wait a minute, I'm 10 years older than you at a time when that really matters. Um, so they nonetheless become friends, and it is about the two of them kind of orbiting each other in 1973 Southern California, and I really like it. It's got a lot of interesting stuff going on. Um, there is one incredible exchange which I will end the video with, just in case you don't want to know anything. But it was just kind of an amazing, like, micro scene, meaning in this scene of the movie, there is just 2 lines of dialogue. And the whole scene is like 30 seconds long, if that. But I just thought it was incredible, and like it won't be as funny in context or out of context, but it's just we have Alana, who's been dealing with a lot of conflict, and at one point we see her and her sister just kind of sitting outside their house at night, and her sister just goes, "Alana, you just need to stop fighting with everybody," and she just turns angrily and goes, "Shut the fuck up, Danielle," and then leaves, and that's the whole scene. And I just thought that was amazing. So it's really good. I think, yeah, like it's left me with some questions that I feel like I want to think about the movie more, to explore. But overall, it's pretty good. I don't think it's gonna win. I feel like I'm hearing some buzz that The Power of the Dog might win, and I did really like The Power of the Dog, but I feel like it's a little bit too strange to be the mainstream Best Picture winner. So my current thinking is that it will be King Richard, as said, just because it's such an uncomplicated vote. Like, it's good in very typical, ordinary ways, which again is not bad. I just mean it's like it's just right down the middle, as opposed to being strange or in some way. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.